Hi everyone, I'm Scott from Amok Time Flies, and today I'm going to tell you about the time that we went out to an old World War II fort and had a bit of a signal loss issue with the DJI Air 3. So, here's the deal. Summer was winding down and I was getting a little bit jaded with the same old places that I was filming in, up at the White Horse, up at the woods. And so I was really at a bit of a loss as to where to go and film with my drones. A friend of mine mentioned Breen Sands in Somerset, which is in the UK. She'd had a lovely time out there walking her dog and seen a really nice sunset, so I thought, oh, perhaps I'll take a trip out there and have a look. So with the sun preparing to set on the end of summer, I thought I'd get out there and saw if my son and his girlfriend wanted to come along. Wasn't sure if they would, but actually, yeah, they were up for it, and that was brilliant because it meant that I had another couple of sets of eyes, because I thought I'm going to have to fly out quite a long way to do this orbit shot. One bit that I was a little bit worried about was where I could take off and land. I had a look on the map and it said that Breen Heath, where this fort was situated, was owned by the National Trust, and you can't take off and land on National Trust property. However, I had a little Google, and actually there's this brilliant website called Dronescene. It's a community of people that do a lot of drone flying and are very aware that there are certain areas in the country that you can and can't fly and what the local guidelines are. So I went onto Dronescene and I actually looked up Breen Heath, and yes, you can't take off and land from there. But you can take off from the beach and fly over it. So we packed up the drones, stuck them in the car, along with my son and his girlfriend, and stopped off at Axbridge Reservoir on the way. There's a video of that in the channel that you might want to have a look at. I'll try to put the card up here, if I can work out how to do it. Then we went on our way. Now, the time was getting on. I was getting a little bit concerned that we were going to miss the sunset. But we got there. Parking was a heck of a challenge. Just down this track to this tiny little car park at the end of this track next to the beach. But we persevered and actually managed to find a parking space. Then we made our way onto the beach. I took the Air 3 up for a few test shots, and my son was acting as spotter, and made my way along the coastline out towards this fort. I was getting some brilliant shots, but the light was starting to fail, so I thought I've got to get this orbit in fairly quick. And so set it up quickly and hit the go button. And then it happened. My screen went grey. It said there was a loss of signal. And I thought, that drone is about 1 kilometre out now. What am I going to do? I have no control over it. And it seemed like forever. It was probably only a couple of minutes, but I was just sat there and I was thinking and thinking, and I was thinking, right, that's it, I've lost it. Better call it a day, pack up, go home. And then my screen sprang back into life, blossomed with colour again, and the signal had been reacquired. So according to my son, what had happened is, as the orbit went round and round, it got blocked by some rocks, and even with OcuSync 4 on the Air 3, it just lost the signal. It continued round for a little bit. I've still got the footage, you can see it here, but then just stopped. It was waiting for a signal to come back, couldn't find a signal, so DJI's fantastic return to home function kicked in, and the drone started coming back to where we were situated. So I quickly changed the battery and got the Air 3 up in the sky again, so that we could make the most of the last of the light of that day, and we're getting nicely into golden hour. As a bonus, we also got the Mini 3 Pro out, and me and my son did a little bit of, shall we say, faux FPV flying. Again, there's another video in the channel that is entitled "Don't Watch This If You're Using YouTube VR," because it could make you a little sick. So what's the takeaway from this little adventure? The first thing is that if you're lacking a bit of inspiration, the web's your friend. In the UK, Dronescene is a great resource, but I'm sure there are other resources in whatever part of the world you're in. The drone community is very, very active and wants to help each other out as much as possible. So do a bit of trawling on the internet. And the second thing is return to home. So if you do happen to lose signal, just don't panic. Just wait and your drone will start flying back to you and you'll reacquire that signal. So as the sun started to dip below the horizon, we reflected on what a brilliant day we'd had. Had a bit of a panic, but everything turned out okay. Those big rocks can be a bit of a nightmare sometimes. So here's just a couple of minutes of what I caught with the Air 3. Come back at the end just for a summing up. as you can see, we caught some brilliant shots, some excellent sunsets, and we were really happy with the way things turned out. Keep an eye on the channel. Please subscribe if you're not already, and thank you to those who already have. And keep an eye out for the next video. Happy flying, everyone. Bye.